focusing on that isn't necessarily going to solve anything.
I agree. And
it gets people kind of talking more about race, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We're talking about race right now.
Well, yes. Now, in the last 20-some years, the word, maybe longer, the diversity has been, emphasized, the need for diversity. And I'm all for diversity. A lot of the value that whatever diversity is, it isn't the color of your skin. The diversity is your social economic background, your experiences. And if now maybe they were driven, maybe because you were a certain color, you had a harder time in life, and then you should qualify. I mean, that gives you a different experience. My point is that if you, let's say a big corporation, they say, yeah, now we're going to hire all minorities. But if all the minorities went to the most prestigious prep schools and then went
they're
to
still completely affluent. They're not from a community that has struggled. Like maybe their family has struggled, but they are not personally struggling. They just happen to be of the color that they need.
And see, in the environment I was from, the people were trying to make our team or our company stronger. And we said, well, we need to do that by having diversity. And I'm all for that. But if you want to have diversity, which, like when you're trying to solve problems, the diversity of thought, diversity of backgrounds, you don't get such a wide selection of diversity of thought and backgrounds if everybody comes from the upper social economic strata. So, okay, I got us sidetracked.
No, it's okay. I'm enjoying this conversation. It made me think of, though, the fact that there's a reason why these affirmative, and you said yourself that you're pro affirmative action to a certain degree, and it exists because people are there that make it have to exist. That there still are these people who are hiring purely based on racial. They're like, we only hire white people, and they might not say that out loud, but that's their personal opinion. That's the best person that they're not gonna go out of their way to look for people of color because, like, they almost use it as an excuse, They kind of twist the argument. Maybe unconsciously even.
Now, in big corporations, you don't see that. I mean, they don't. I don't know if you can find a big corporation that's biased towards, let's just hire white people. And it's not true in government. And I'm okay. I'm okay. We want diversity. I think that diversity is valuable, but I don't consider the color of someone's skin as the criteria for it, generally speaking.
No, I agree with you. The color of someone's skin is not any kind of, like, performance indicator. Like, you can't just look at someone and be like, oh, that person would be good at doing this. That's not how people work. Everyone is a different person, and the color of their skin is an aspect of their physical appearance, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you're right.
So in that way, like, at face value, affirmative action doesn't make that much sense with none of the historical context about it.
No, you got a point, and I'm in a way I'm okay with affirmative action based on socioeconomic basis, but
which takes into that kind of historical aspect, is if a community has historically been kind of given the raw end of the deal and they've been kind of left out to dry, by all means, maybe the government needs to step in and be like, no, you have to stop ignoring this community. You have to stop.
I'll buy that. Yeah. I agree.